There is such a highway in China, although it is only 117 kilometers long, it has been built for nearly 50 years. It is also the last county with access roads among the more than 2,100 administrative counties in China. This road is the Medog Highway in Tibet, and its construction is so difficult that it is rare in the world. So, how difficult is this road to build? Why does China have to build the Medog Highway? Hi! Welcome to Hot Topics Time. Before we start today's video, please subscribe to our channel, which is the encouragement that we can create more videos. Okay, let's continue the topic we are talking about. Before introducing the basic situation of the Medog Highway, let's take a look at what Medog County, which is the prefix of its name, is like. Medog has the meaning of flower in Tibetan. The total area of this county is not large, only 31,450 square kilometers, and the permanent population is about 14,889. The population here is sparse, and most of them are descendants of Aboriginal people who have lived here historically. However, everyone must not underestimate this small county. The natural resources here are very rich, with water energy resources, land resources, biological resources, and so on. Take hydropower resources as an example. Not only is it located in the lower reaches of the Yarlung-Zangbo River, but it also receives a lot of rainfall in the humid subtropical climate. According to the data, the entire Medog County is rich in water systems, with a large number of lakes, all of which are freshwater lakes, with a water area of 683.35 square kilometers and an annual runoff of more than 140 billion cubic meters. In addition, the terrain of the area has a large drop, and the hydropower resources are undoubtedly quite rich. However, it is very difficult to build facilities such as hydropower stations here, because traffic problems have always plagued local residents. Looking back at the history of the construction of the Medog Highway, you can find that China has paid attention to this flower hidden behind the snow-capped mountains since a long time ago, and tried to build roads for it. In this case, people began to investigate from 1961, and in 1965, the construction officially started. However, due to the difficulty, it was not officially open to traffic until 2013. In 1965, when it was first built, it cost about 800,000 yuan, but only 8 miles of road were built, and many people died, so the work had to be stopped. Another 10 years later, the Medog Highway was started again. Many people thought it would be completed this time, but after 6 years of construction, it stopped again. More than that, during the construction process, many construction workers were sacrificed again and paid a painful price. In this way, the Medog Highway was once deserted. Until the beginning of this century, China sent surveyors to investigate again and evaluated the plan to build the Medog Highway. Until 2008, it was approved for construction again. The construction this time started in April 2009 and was successfully opened to traffic in 2013. After 4 years, it cost 950 million yuan. In 2017, China once again launched a new round of rectification and construction, and the investment this time was as high as 1.2 billion yuan. It is not difficult to see that the Medog Highway is indeed a road with a bumpy life. The distance is only 117 kilometers. It has been built for nearly 50 years. Not only has a lot of money been invested, but many people have died here. So, why is this road so difficult to build? When we introduced the basic situation of Medog County just now, you should have seen that its location is a bit awkward, and it is not easy to build roads. However, in fact, Medog's unique natural and geographical conditions are more than that. Next, let's talk in detail about the natural environment and mountain disasters here. After knowing it, everyone should understand why the 117-kilometer road is so difficult to build. First of all, in terms of terrain and landforms, the Medog Highway is located in the eastern section of the Himalayas, and the crustal movement is very strong and frequent. In this case, earthquakes often occur. And due to the impact of surface erosion, climate change, and the retreat of glaciers, a unique alpine valley bottom landform has been formed here. This means that the elevation difference of the terrain is very large, and the hillside is unusually steep. In order to make it easier for everyone to understand how complex the landform is, someone once tried to divide it into 4 zones. From high to low, they are the Alpine Snow and Ice Action Zone, the Subalpine Cold Ice Weathering Action Zone, the Middle Mountain Slope Flooding and Gravity Action Zone, and the Foothill Valley Floor Flowing Water Action Zone, and each action zone varies in terms of the underlying geological hazards. For example, snow and ice action zones in high mountains and flooding zones on mountain slopes are very prone to mudslide disasters. Next, let's look at the hydrological conditions. As mentioned above, there are extensive water systems and abundant water resources. Such hydrological conditions are undoubtedly quite favorable for the construction of hydropower stations, but they become a difficult problem when building roads. Because in the process of road construction, people will not only encounter the attack of melting ice and snow, but also be restricted by groundwater. Even if it is completed, some areas will even form hot springs near the road due to geological effects. In this case, the safety of the road will be threatened again. In general, the short Medog Highway brought together many natural threats, causing people to stop work. In addition, even after the road is built, it still faces the threat of many geological disasters. Chinese experts call it a well-deserved geological disaster museum. All kinds of geological disasters are a hodgepodge here, including earthquakes, mudslides, landslides, ice and snow disasters, etc., on a very large scale. It is not difficult to see that it is really very difficult to build roads here. To sum up, we know why the construction of the Medog Highway took so long and cost so much. Of course, some people may not understand why China insists on building such a challenging road. After all, the GDP of the Medog area is not high, only about 852 million in 2021. This is because in the eyes of the Chinese, the residents living in Medog have the right to go out of their hometown to see the outside world. Before the completion of this road, the local people lived a closed and difficult life, and they could only rely on carrying man to obtain supplies from the outside world. The so-called carrying man are people who rely on manpower to carry things. They carry a lot of things between the snow-capped mountains. In September 2007, Wang Mengyong, Vice Minister of the Ministry of Communications, led a team to Medog for investigation and research. At the end of the meeting, he pointed to the mineral water on the table and reminded everyone, "Please drink up the rest of the water or take it away." This water was brought in step by the porter from the outside. It was not easy. In addition, building roads in such places can also reflect the improvement of China's infrastructure level from the side and show China's strength to the world. In general, since the completion of the Medog Highway, the living conditions of the local people have improved significantly. With many rectifications and constructions in the future, the booming tourism industry may lead this impoverished county to develop in a better direction. Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below and share your insightful ideas with other people. Hot Topics time to explore the wisdom behind the news. We will see you in the next video.